First weekend of the tour is done. First weekend with Isaac McDonald on the tour is done.
Yeah, baby.
I think a couple weeks ago, you're like, what's going to be great? You're going to get some Isaac stories.
Oh, yeah.
We got them.
We've missed the Isaac stories. I feel like you've been around Rachel a lot more these days, not as much around Isaac. We've missed them. So let's bring them back, baby.
There's probably plenty more to come, but there's the first one we got to start off with. So, this is the big tour. We're doing theaters, and we're on a tour bus. Mm-hmm. Me, Isaac, Trey, Alan, DJ, Michael, tour manager Tom.
Yeah.
Everybody. So sleeping on the bus, maybe you guys remember from the last time I was on tour talking about it, like, I loved it. I get such good sleep. It's so dark. You're kind of in a coffin, but, you're asleep.
How tall is this? The 3 feet or shorter?
You can actually kind of sit up a little bit in these. They're not that bad.
Okay.
There's some that are, some are coffin style and some are condo style. I think they call them.
They call them coffin style?
I think it's a slang term, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, these weren't bad, but still very much a coffin structure. There's no lights. And then on top of that, then you close a curtain. I mean, you're really trapped in this little box.
Shower curtain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Trey has talked before, like he is like woken up in the middle of the night, freaking out, doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
Like he's had issues with that. Well, first morning, waking up on the bus, Isaac wakes up and his phone said, it's perfect. His phone says 12. Wow, this is working out perfect. Yeah. My phone right now says 12. So just like this, Isaac wakes up and he sees it's 12. And he's like, that can't be right. Because I went to bed after midnight. He's like, so what time zone are we in?
It like changed time zone.
Yeah, he thinks it's like midnight.
He thinks he just fell asleep.
Yeah, he's like, I just woke up, I guess. I've only been asleep like 30 minutes. So like, what time zone are we in? And he's like, I haven't heard anyone get off the bus. So I know it's not morning. Like, he goes to check he's just so confused. He's like, how is it still midnight? Mm-hmm. He goes to check the system settings in his phone. He thinks that got messed up somehow. He checks his watch. He's like, that says 12 too. He can't get out. He gets out of the bus. He can't figure it out. It gets to the point, or not out of the bus, but gets like out of his bunk. Yeah. Gets to the point where he texts me and says, dude, what time is it? I was like, you are such an idiot.
My phone is lying to me. Like, did we spring forward? Fall forward?
Daylight savings? What's going on? Dude, what time is it? I'm like, you're texting me from your phone, dude. It's 12:01. It's the same time you have.
Yeah, exactly. Universally, it's everywhere. That's what he's hearing the thing about the universal time zones, and he wants to do it himself.
Yeah. He thought my phone must be fast. It's not 10 hours fast.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
Yeah, it was just such a good start. Just first day of the tour, Isaac doesn't know what day it is or what time it is. Just having to text what time is it. I mean, amazing.
I feel like you sleep a lot better than most people, but it's pretty rare for me to wake up and feel like I never woke up throughout the night and like I just slept through the night like that. So I kind of get it, but the fact that he like still didn't believe it, like it's one thing to like wake up and be like, oh, what time is it? And you look at your clock. I immediately always believe it. Like, I'm not like, well, I bet we, switched 5 time zones all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's so funny. Just like it was that level of confusion to him, like being in this dark area, just like he lost all sense of logic and was just like, dude, it could be any time of day.
Dude, that's amazing. So yeah, he's doing good though.
He was great. He said he really enjoyed it, and it was just really fun having him. I mean, we would walk around during the day together. Mm-hmm. We got lunch together most days. Before the show, I'd go out there and see him and see how he's doing. Yeah. Maybe after I got to performing, while Trey's performing, I'd go outside and see how he's doing. How the tip's looking, whatever. And so it was fun.
Did he mention was he able to hear and watch you at all?
There was in the Grand Rapids venue. There was a speaker that went outside.
Okay,
but it's like live audio from like the soundboard or whatever, so
Right.
he can't hear the audience.
At
So to
all?
him, it just sounds like we're just bombing. And he's just hearing joke after joke attempt, but no one laughing.
Really, it's like far enough out, like away, like the foyer is far enough away that you can't hear the audience. Or
I think
That's
they
funny.
just soundproof him really well or something,
Yeah.
because he's like, I couldn't hear anyone at all, but it sounded like they liked it.
That's great, man.
But yeah, so he was great. It was a fun first weekend. We got to see Jensen from the Florida trip.
Yeah.
Very first day. We hadn't even gotten on the bus yet. We flew in a day early, and because it was the first stop. And yeah, first day there, just hung out with Jensen. He was great, and yeah, just such a hype guy. I mean, he got to the show like an hour early. He was just
Yeah.
in the lobby with Isaac and just like hyping him up. And then I went to the lobby too, because I was like, I want to see how Isaac's doing his first night, see if he needs anything. And then Jensen just kind of ended up being my photographer, but
Okay.
my hype guy
Yeah.
as well as the photographer.
Right.
It was so great.
Just like taking pictures of you and the fans, you mean? Or,
Yeah. I didn't really anticipate that necessarily. I feel like it's more so like, oh, now that I've seen you perform, I'd like a picture of you. But
Yeah. Some people are like, no, this guy.
jean shorts.
Oh, yeah.
It's done a lot
Fun.
since the last time we went on tour.
That's cool. Yeah, I feel like we compared so many things about the trip to Kanakuk and camp and everything. It's such a classic move to be like, "Hey man, I've only not seen you for 3 days, but I gotta come hang out with you."
Oh, we
again."
gotta hang out all day.
Like let's dude, I'm coming to hang out right now. Which is such a great convenience for him. He's like an hour away. He drove and yeah,
Yeah, it was
fun.
awesome. It was great to see Jensen. Before we talk too much about the tour, just over and over again, one thing that I wrote down to talk about, I think it happened like at the very, like right after we recorded last week.
Okay.
You and I, we rushed and we went to Chipotle.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
I wrote this down immediately to talk about on the podcast.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was like what was it 10:30? No, it was.
We got there at
9:30.
like 9:57, thinking they close at 10.
And
Turns
you
out-
know how I feel about like they better be open till 10 if
Yeah,
they're
they
open
have
till
to.
10. Turns out they're open till 10:30, not as big of a deal.
we had time.
So you just want to tell me the story about the worker. Is that
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so we get up there, and this guy, I mean, you could tell he's not really happy to be there. He's ready for this place to close down. And so we're trying to just make his day a little bit nicer,
Well, you
whatever.
asked him, how's the shift going?
And what did he say? Not good or
Bored.
bored? Yeah, he said he's bored. I was like, okay, how can we make this less boring for you? And he's like, I don't know, man. I was like, okay, what if I...
You're like, let's play a game.
what if I guess your name? Like, I'm going to try to guess your name. I was like, tell me what your name starts with, and I'll try to guess it.
Which right away, I was like, bold move to do this because this guy is clearly Hispanic.
I had no thoughts. I had no thoughts of that. I was like, whatever. Yeah, let's guess your name and see what happens here. And I was like, what does it start with? He goes D. And I honestly, like, I'm not a big like look you in the eye when I talk to you. So I honestly don't even think I really registered that he was super Hispanic, if that makes sense. Which, what does it mean to be super Hispanic? I don't know.
Brad kind of pauses for a little bit and he goes, I'm trying not to racially profile
I did.
you.
I said that out loud. I was like, man, like I don't want to racially profile you, but my first guess is going to be Diego. And he's like, yeah, that's my name. And like, so like matter of fact, I was like,
oh!
you're not entertained by the fact that I guessed your name on the first try.
He's just like, yeah, cool.
That's my name. Yeah.
I was like, that had to make your shift less boring.
And we were waiting for new white rice to come. That's why
Yeah.
we were like killing time here. But yeah, so that was fun.
Should have got the brown rice.
Diego would have appreciated that.
Yeah. He did not appreciate you guessing his name first try, though.
Eventually he was cool though. He gave me a good amount of chicken, and then there was a sign that said, "We don't have any more cheese" or something like that. And so there was cheese in the thing, and I think he thought that like I was going to be the last person to get the cheese. He's like, "I'm just going to give you the rest of the cheese."
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, that's a baller move, Diego." Thank you.
Remember, because we were getting stuff for Timon too. So I ordered for Timon first, and then Brad went, and then I went again after Brad. And I don't think he expected this kind of maneuver.
No.
Fair. And so he basically gave Brad the last of the chicken as well.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
I was like, "Can I have
He
some
gave
chicken?"
you
He's
the
like,
scraps of the chicken. Yeah, he didn't give you much there. Luckily, you don't order cheese on yours, or else we would have been in trouble.
been out of cheese.
I would have been like, "Hey, man, give him some of my 4 cups of cheese."
That was so funny.
that was
I'm
a
going to
great
try to
time.
guess your name. Daniel.
I know. Genuinely, like that was the first. Either Daniel or David came in my head first. And I looked at him. I was like, "This guy doesn't look like a Daniel." But I was like, maybe it is. Like sometimes. If they're born in America, they get more of a normal like English name. Nope, Diego, nailed
It's
it.
great that you nailed it.
Oh man, Would you have guessed Diego first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know what other options there are.
David.
There you go.
That's a name.
He's like, no, it's David.
It is that, but I pronounce it David. Oh, my bad, dude.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about that first of all. Just Diego.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was great.
Cool. I've been having some great parenting moments. Can I talk about some of those? So Wednesday night, was that before or after we recorded? Yeah, no, it was after. We did Hattie's Awana Awards night.
Cool.
Like, end of the year kind of awards ceremony kind of thing. And I have a strong opinion towards like the awards and the graduations for kindergarten and all that stuff. I think that's so silly. We didn't do that. We didn't graduate until we graduated high school. Like we didn't celebrate it. Now it feels like they're celebrating every year. I think that's stupid. Sorry, Hattie, don't listen to that part. I think it's stupid. But of course, like we are doing like a graduation kindergarten from like her co-op is doing one.
Oh, wow.
And Catherine's like, I mean, everyone else was going to do it. So I felt like we should also sign up. It's like, that is so silly. But Awana, to me, it was like, I want to celebrate this way more than I want to celebrate kindergarten graduation. Like, she memorized however many countless verses, 35 verses probably throughout the year. She memorized Old Testament, New Testament, books of the Bible, like all these different things. So I was like, as we were leaving, I was like, we need to like make this a big deal. We need to do something. And it was so funny that like Catherine and I like clashed on this. Like I really wanted to go get her an ice cream cone and like go get ice cream with her. But it was really late at night, and the other two kids were just struggling and whatever. And so Catherine's like, I think we should just roast marshmallows at home. I was like, we don't even have s'more stuff. And she's like, no, just marshmallows. I was like, no one does that. She's like, yes, they do. Do you guys think that people roast marshmallows by themselves?
I don't know. Then what do you put? You just eat them by themselves?
Yeah,
okay.
100% you do.
I've never done that.
She's like, okay, if no one does it, then why do people know the term roasting marshmallows? I was like, because of s'mores. That's the only time I've ever had it. Anyway, we went back and forth, and finally I was like, okay, let's roast marshmallows. That's great. Let's do it. And it was just the three of us. The other two kids were in bed. And it was like such a fun, magical time with just Hattie, like just the three of us out there on the smokeless fire pit.
That's pretty fun. Just
roasting
the three
marshmallows.
of you.
It was really, really sweet moment. So, and I think it was one of those things where I think we're trying to be much more intentional with, individual time with our kids. The more, the older our kids get, the less we have those times. So anyway, it was a sweet moment with Hattie, just roasting marshmallows. And yeah, it's a good sweet parenting moment.
I was in a group of three with Hattie last night too.
Yes, tell me about that.
Hattie called Rachel at like probably 7 p.m. last night, and which Rachel is just great. Rachel
great.
had gotten into the house a little bit before that, and it was just like, I am so hungry tonight. And she's like making all this food. She just like prepared it all, and then Hattie calls her. It's like, can I come over? Rachel's like, of course. Also, it's like about to thunderstorm too, right. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I had that thought because Hattie actually, it was more like 6:15 that she called.
Oh, was it? Okay.
And I was like, this might be right in the middle of their dinner time.
Oh yeah, she had to get home at 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it was.
So,
but Rachel was like, of course, I'll come walk you over. And so just leaves all of her food, goes and gets Hattie, and Hattie comes over, and we all just played games for a while. Hide and seek was really fun because while you're seeking, you can just make her laugh and find out where she is.
How'd you make her laugh?
So I was just like, well, because earlier we played the memory game, and she beat me at it. And so I was just like, all right, is anyone seen a girl named Hattie? And I was like, she's about 3.5 feet tall, blonde hair, responds to Hattie, or memory queen. Something like that.
And you see her kind of giggle a little bit.
I heard her be like, it's so hard not to laugh. That's what she said to Rachel. They were hiding together. It's so hard not to laugh.
Oh, I love it, dude. That's so fun.
But yeah, earlier, we played Uno. Rachel won, which Hattie is so great. No really competitiveness when it comes to Uno. She wanted more cards.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, oh, you only have 2. You're going to say Uno soon. She's like, no, I want more.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So I gave her a draw 4 and she was fired up.
We'll work on that. I'll be like, Hattie, you got to win. You're a winner.
Because I was like, I don't want to give Hattie all these draw 4s or whatever. And then she started complaining. She's like, oh, no, then the game will be over. So, okay, then.
Maybe she was like, if the game's over, then I got to go home.
Maybe that's what it is. It's got to go on.
I've never experienced that. Did she talk to you in Spanish at all during Uno?
We did go over Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because have I told you that's what we do for Uno? Is like We only, it's my time. I'm like, I'm only going to speak to you in Spanish while we play Uno.
Interesting. I wonder if Rachel knew that, because I feel like Rachel brought up Spanish out of nowhere.
Okay.
And was like, red trace.
Yes,
and so then we just started doing Spanish for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, 'cause
knew,
it's
like,
easy enough. It's just like 4 colors and then 1 through 9 of numbers. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can learn how to do that.
I feel like she had 1 through 4 down.
Yeah, she's not
on her
great.
with
Yeah.
0 and 5 through 9.
Right. Okay, good to know.
But then we played the memory game. So this memory game, it is way bigger of a scale of a game than I was anticipating.
Really? Yeah, but it's
So
probably
there's-
what, 50 matches?
Let's see.
Maybe not quite.
It's 35, I think.
Okay.
So it's 35 different animals. So would it be 70? So it's probably, imagine 10 by 7. Huge,
35 by
rectangle.
2.
35 by 2, whatever orientation you want. And so you flip them over, and then you're just trying to like match up the animals. It's just a classic memory game. And dude, first of all, she was such a wizard at it, and not even really having a system. I'm like genuinely trying to beat her. So I'm like, I'm going to start in the bottom right, and we're going to work our way out. Like,
I love you have a strategy, because I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Skunk
great.
Hippo. Skunk Hippo. Okay. SH. Shh. It's a game.
okay. Yeah.
All these like mnemonic devices we're going. Hattie will just like pick like some from like randomly in the middle, and then some from like over here on the side, and be like, giraffe, penguin. Oh well, and then put them back.
Okay,
and then
does she not always show you? That,
Sometimes I'm like, hey,
would
what was that?
I'd be like, you need to make sure everyone sees them, because she'd be like giraffe, and then she'd be like penguin, okay, or she'd just be like giraffe. Oh no, not a match. And I'm like, you had to show
what was that?
everyone.
What was that?
Yeah, everyone needs to know where they are.
That's the baby penguin. Okay.
Also, did
That
you
looks
struggle
like an
with
adult
that?
penguin?
Yes, that was a. Oh man, there was a few times where I was like, I got a match. She's like, that's not a tiger, that's a baby cat.
The cat and tiger.
I was like,
very tricky.
Tigers are cats. How do you? I was frustrated about.
There's birds and chicks. Those are different.
Okay.
Didn't know that going
sure.
into it.
I know.
The baby turtle, baby snake looks a little similar to me.
I think the adult seal and the baby seal, same thing.
Yeah, hard to tell which one's the mama sometimes. So I think if I play this 2 more times, I'm gonna be better. Because there were a couple times I accurately guessed which ones I wanted to, and then Hattie was like, "No, it's not a match."
Yes,
Dang
me
it.
too. With the tiger and the cat, that's happened to me. Yes,
I thought I nailed it.
It is frustrating. Like, there's another aspect to your brain probably that's playing this memory game, because, like, it's not just 2 things that are exactly the same. They're like are related to each other, but they're not the exact same.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah,
I gotta get my animal identification. But yeah, it's just like Hattie would just choose randomly, just like from the middle or whatnot, and then 5 minutes later, she's like, giraffe, where was that one? And just like snipe it from the middle and remembered where it was. It was like watching a savant at work. It was crazy. And she's just giggling the whole time. That is the baby skunk. That is the mama. I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, let's take it easy. Mr. Jake's having some trouble, all right? Let's not be giggling this much.
Yeah, you're like laughing out of anger. You're like, good job.
That's the ostrich. Yes, it is. And she's just laughing and laughing. There it is.
Once she gets going, she's like, she's starting to flow.
Yeah, she's just picking them up.
Oh man.
So yeah, she destroyed us. I tried as hard as I could, and I lost 15-10.
Yeah, 15-10, and I guess Rachel had 10 too.
Rachel had 10.
I've never let her win, and I've never beaten her at it.
It's pretty fun.
Whereas I think Catherine's definitely like that kind of mind, and so Catherine beats her almost every time.
Really?
So it gives her a little bit of humility there.
I won't beat her.
Did she do any trading with you on matches? That's my doing.
I did not understand what we were doing.
That's like the salesman in me is like, because she was like, "Oh, that's a good match that you got," and I was like, "Well, I mean, if you want to trade, we can trade," and so like. There's been a few times where she'll try to trade me matches or something.
Yeah, we waited till the game was over, and then she's like, "All right, time to trade."
Oh, at the end.
Yeah, at the end.
We would just trade throughout.
And then, so I was like, okay, I start to understand it. So I'm keeping my cards close to me. And I'm like, all right, what do you think about a cute baby raccoon? I was like, this is at first I was like, cute baby raccoon. She's like, you have to lay them all out. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. And
what was I thinking?
I laid them all out kind of in a hierarchy. I was like, I put my finest animals up front.
Right.
She's like, I would not say those are the finest animals. I was like, baby raccoon? She's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a cute animal.
Yeah. I'm always like, well, if you want my lions, you're going to have to give up something pretty special for them. Like, I'm not going to take your deer for my lions. Give me a hippo, maybe.
Yeah, I think I did a 2-for-1.
Oh, really?
I was like,
okay,
yeah.
we need to learn about that, because at the end of the day, I'm like, Hattie, look, you can't. You're losing points at that point.
Yeah, I was like, I really don't want to give up my my adult horse. This thing, is a winner.
Yeah. That's great. Well, I'm glad you had fun with Hattie.
So yeah, I've also been in a group of 3 with Hattie last night. It was fun.
She seemed like that was such a highlight for her, was going over here. And
really,
I made her call. I was like, Hattie, if you want to go over there, you have to call Miss Rachel and talk to her on the phone. And it was so. Did you hear the conversation?
Yeah, it is funny.
Like there was times where she just wouldn't say anything back. She would just hold the phone and look at it.
Because Rachel
like,
would be
you have to say something.
All right, yeah, just let me know whenever you want to come over. Do you want to come over now?
Yeah, I was like, hey, say, how about now? And she goes, right about now. And I was like, no, how about now? How about now? And Rachel's like, okay, great. I'll come over and get you. I'm like, say, okay, thank you.
I did get to hear it. It was kind of funny.
I was like, come on, Hattie. We'll teach her. That's one of those things like how many times are you talking on the phone these days, Timon?
More than like when I was a kid. Obviously.
Yeah.
But
I feel like, just we don't talk on the phone nearly as much as we used to.
Yeah.
Especially like somebody like Hattie, like, I don't know, she's not calling up her friend to see if they can play together. She's having Catherine text the friend's mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, fun.
I had some supper last night, Brad.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Tell me more. Was it before or after 7 p.m.?
It was before.
Oh, really?
And it was, now that I think about it, this was 2 nights ago.
Okay.
But the accuracy remains, Rachel made me some Good Ranchers chicken.
Oh, baby.
And it was nice.
Was it?
It was nice. We had that. We had some smashed potatoes. We had some broccoli.
Smashed potatoes?
I think that's what
does
to
that
say. Basically, Rachel's in the middle of cooking dinner, and then she says, hey, can you take this spatula and just kind of like hit the potatoes?
Okay.
And I say, okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way of doing
Smashed
it.
potatoes.
But I hit those potatoes.
I know that you understand, but they're not mashed potatoes.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah. Okay.
And these do not come from like the typical potato size. These are like
Little red potatoes, maybe?
Yeah.
Or new.
Sometimes purple.
Yep. Fun.
That is what I smashed.
Smashed.
Alongside of my Good Ranchers chicken.
How was your Good Ranchers chicken?
It was really good.
The best.
I don't even like Rachel had some leftover like Chick-fil-A sauce that she was going to use with it. Ended up not using it at all. I didn't use any.
You don't.
I never use sauce with Good Ranchers.
Unadulterated chicken. Yeah.
Unadulterated.
It's that good.
Uninhibited.
Yes. We are sponsored by Good Ranchers, so let's talk about it.
Well, that works out.
I also had Good Ranchers last night. I had steaks from Good Ranchers.
Oh yeah, we asked Hattie what she had for dinner, and it sounded good.
It's
like
kind of wild
sweet
that
potatoes.
we're just Tuesday night, just grilling up some steaks like it's nothing.
Might as well.
And we ate every little bit of those steaks.
It's American meat delivered. Why would you not?
Why would you not? We're sponsored by Good Ranchers. They deliver meat to your door. You can subscribe to them. They sell meat. They sell beef, they sell chicken, they sell seafood, and it's all of the highest quality. We love them. You guys will love them. Every single person that I've ever seen order from them, from the Ghostrunners, has said, holy cow,
this is amazing.
My life has changed.
Yeah.
We recently sent out a survey to all our Ghosty Getaway people. What did you guys think about the food? Everyone was like, Good Ranchers was unbelievable. Specifically, those chicken nuggets the last night. Everyone wants to know more about the chicken nuggets. Brooks said he was getting DMs from people like, hey, what's the recipe for chicken nuggets?
I need the chicken nuggets.
And Brooks was like, honestly, I didn't do that much to them. I just did salt, pepper, flour, and it's just the Good Ranchers chicken made it that much better. So get some Good Ranchers chicken, get some beef.
I know you guys eat dinner. I know you guys do.
And it's summer. It's time to grill out with Good Ranchers.
Get out there.
Yeah.
Something we haven't talked about that much, but I want to highlight today. Did you know, Brad? Good Ranchers donates 10 meals for every box ordered.
Yes, that's amazing. And we need to talk about that more. Yeah.
I know. I think I saw a message or a DM or something recently. I was like, had no idea. Would have ordered sooner.
Sorry about that.
Had I known this.
Absolutely. They are trying to do good by being ranchers. Right? That's why they call them that.
They've donated over 1 million meals to Americans in need. So just Americans helping Americans from American animals.
Yes, that's right.
In the first place.
Yeah, seriously, we can't thank Good Ranchers. I mean, it is so good. Genuinely, every single night we have some. I will have their chicken for lunch today. It is in Jake's fridge right now. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
We have a promo code GRKC. Get $30 off any box.
Woo!
GRKC, $30 off any box. Do it, goodranchers.com. It's Good Ranchers. What's it called? American meat?
Delivered.
So good.
Fun. Check them out.
Check them out.
Check them out. Something else from the first kind of 24 hours on tour. We get there a day early, which is kind of funny. Literally, while I'm boarding the flight, Trey looks over to me and Isaac, and he's like, I guess you guys didn't really need to fly in a day early. Oh, well. I was like, oh, well. I didn't really think much of it.
Did he need to fly in a day early? Dale Earnhardt? Did he
Did he
Dale
Dale
Earnhardt?
Earnhardt Jr.?
You
I don't know. Because I thought he was flying a day early so that he and Alan could rehearse a bunch. But Alan didn't get in there. Alan had to work a full day of his like day job and then didn't get in until like 11 p.m. So I don't. Nothing really happened that first day. But
I understand. Like, I mean, that's how I felt towards Florida. I was like, I just want to get there a day early to get everything situated.
totally, I think Tom, tour manager, I think if he had it his way, we would always
Every time.
get there a day early every single time.
Every
Just like
time.
might as well. But I think like, yeah, if you're a musician and all you're doing is touring, yeah, might as well. If you're a comedian, all you do is stand up, sure. But it's like, hey, Trey just had a kid.
Sure.
I'm getting married. There's like 5 other things we're doing. And, you know, like time, we need our time and can't say. Anyway, so we don't get on the bus yet. We're in a hotel room. We're at a DoubleTree, Columbus, Ohio.
Ooh, DoubleTree's like, did they give you chocolate chip cookies?
Warm, dude.
Yes, dude.
Warm.
We stayed.
I don't know where they came from. They just pulled them up and they were so, I was like, is there a microwave? Is there a warmer underneath your computer?
Man.
Are
Yeah.
you setting it on the computer monitor on the tower?
Yeah, it's like in the
How is
lobby.
this
They just
so
have
warm?
these. Yeah, it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
They I stayed in DoubleTree. That was like the first nice hotel I ever stayed in Portland, Oregon when I was like 7th grade.
Congrats.
And man, it was awesome having chocolate chip cookies at the hotel.
And you could just get them at any time.
Yeah.
Like we were on our way to like go hang out with Jensen the next morning, 9 a.m. Hey, what's it like behind the counter? And then they're like, here you go.
It's
Just being
awesome.
Isaac.
Yeah.
But I get to the hotel room and set my stuff down. And at first, I thought that sometimes that adjoining door, that'd
Yeah.
be the word.
Sure.
I thought that when I opened my hotel room that was open, and I was looking into another room. And I was like,
You're
oh my
like,
gosh.
oh gosh, let me shut that.
Yeah. And then I'm like, no, wait, hold on. This is all one room. Oh my gosh. This is the biggest hotel room I've ever been in. Like
Yeah.
an office area, a living room area.
You got a suite?
King size bed. Yeah, I got a massive suite. And so we met back up like 45 minutes later to go out to dinner. And so I kind of pulled Trey aside and I was like, hey, I think someone made a mistake. Like, I
really?
don't know if you're supposed to have my room or like someone else's, but like, this is like too nice or whatever.
Yeah.
And Trey was like, no. I think there was something up with the hotel. Like everything was like the same price. So I figured I might as well get a suite. But like, thanks for letting me know. Meanwhile, Isaac, this is his first day on the tour.
Right.
Apparently, he told me afterwards, he was like, dang, this is awesome. This is so cool. He was never, we just had the opposite reaction. I'm like, oh my God, you're just coming out of Trey's pocket.
You were worried, like, somebody got screwed over here. And
Something's not right. I feel
Isaac's
bad.
like, this must be how it is every time.
Every tour likes him. No wonder Jake likes it.
Yeah.
This is so great. Another funny thing is that probably 10 minutes into, not even that, maybe 5 minutes into being in the hotel room, because we all have our own rooms, which I was already shocked about anyway.
Yeah, is that always the case?
No, because as we're going up
You
the
usually with
elevator,
Alan, right?
Yeah, I told Isaac, I was like, I bet we're going to the same room. He's like, no, I'm on floor 3. I was like, well, I'm on a
you were
completely
on the
different
same
floor.
floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, well, that's kind of crazy. 5 minutes into being in the room, I get a text from Isaac. And it says working on my game, and it's a video that he had set up of his phone of him like trying to putt the length of his like hotel room into a cup since we brought our golf clubs. And I got that text while I was doing the exact same thing.
No way.
Yeah. I was like, dude,
guys
this
are
is
so
so
obsessed,
cool.
man.
Yeah. 5 minutes in the hotel room, I'm like, well, I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm in Columbus. It's kind of an awkward 45 minutes till dinner.
Yeah.
Let's get the putter out. So yeah, instantly we were doing the exact same thing in our own like hotel room suites.
That's a fun series, a little hotel golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not, get some different obstacles going? Get maybe a ramp up to the bed and back down. Like turn into a little more of a putt-putt version, but
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, Isaac, he FaceTimed me because he was in the hotel room with Jensen. And I
Fun.
was like, are you guys at the Airbnb right now? He's like, no, dude, this is our hotel room. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? You look like you're in a living room And he's like, no, this is all mine. Because I assumed, it's definitely going to be with Jake.
Yeah.
No way, dude. That's awesome.
No way, dude.
You guys are doing just fine.
Yeah.
DoubleTree sweet life. But then did he say there was no AC or something like that?
Which is so funny. I didn't even realize that. Isaac was like, man, no AC was rough. I'm like, yeah, dude.
That's because you're used to Rachel's house where it's 75 degrees always.
That reminds me. So first night back from the tour, Rachel was awesome. I made an Instagram story about it. Rachel's like, hey, if you want to golf tomorrow, I'd golf 18. I was like, that is amazing. This is
Right,
great. So we've been out in the sun. It's so sunny. And then we get back to Rachel's house, and I think we were catching up on a show or something. Oh, we've been watching the Boston Marathon bombing documentary. Really good. Really liked it.
Cool.
And so we're watching an episode of that, and Rachel is in a sweatshirt just to kind of paint the scene. And I get up to go to the restroom. And while I go to the restroom, I pass by the thermostat, and I will say I felt totally comfortable. Temperature-wise, I felt great, and Rachel's in a sweatshirt. The thermostat said it was 83 degrees in our house. We're just sitting on the couches watching a show.
Y'all are crazy, man.
In a sweatshirt, 83 degrees.
That's wild.
So once I saw 83, then I think it started to get, I was like, it is a little stuffy in here. But I hadn't noticed it before then. And so now I think we keep it at a nice, I feel like 76 is where we.
I'm warm right now. I think there's a difference between like natural warmth and like heating. It's heated up to 75 degrees, you know? It's like not blasting. It's just warm outside, so it's warm in here. I'm used to it.
Yeah, it's always a little warmer with all these lights too. But.
Also true. That's funny. 83 degrees is
83
is wild.
It wasn't bad. It's a great little Sunday.
You guys, I knew some people in like growing up that they like had a competition with their neighbors, and I just thought about. I don't want to do this with you for the record, but competition with their neighbors, like who's going to like wait the longest to turn on their AC. I think you guys should try to do that with each other. Like just like how long into your marriage can you wait before you turn on the AC?
I know my dad has a friend who's like been single his whole life, no wife, no kids. And plays the game with himself to see how low he can get his like, electricity bill or whatever, and just fun. Like does like wild stuff.
Yeah,
and this is like probably years and years ago, but his goal was always to get it in single digits.
Single digits.
Yeah, and this might have been the 90s or something.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even have like an idea of how little electricity that truly would be. You know, like is that like only one light on for an hour a day, or is that like? You can keep one light on all month, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
The microwave got me. You know, each microwave is about 75 cents.
Our neighbor, like across the street, they're kind of honestly kind of creepy people. You know what I'm talking about? Like the creepy ones. Yeah. There's this dude, like it's weird. Like he'll come home. I don't think the end of the story is I don't think they use AC. And so like in the middle of the summer, they'll just have like their front door open. So it's like, that seems like something you wouldn't do. I mean, they still have like the storm door, but like you'd shut that door if you're trying to keep the AC out, right? Or,
I see.
Whatever. And anyway, but he will come home and like all of a sudden I just see him like perched on his like looking out his front door like this with nothing but like either his shorts or his underwear on. And I'm like, what are you doing, man?
And he must be cooling off. Like
it's just like it's kind of a bro thing to do, but it's also like I'd rather you not do this while I'm outside. I don't see him as much anymore because I'm not working out in the shop as often. But yeah, he's just kind of a creepy dude. But maybe you could send him a note like, hey, we're trying to see who can turn on the AC the last.
Maybe what I need to do is get him some like Carly Jean clothing or something to put on. Like, hey, noticed you haven't been wearing much clothing.
Noticed you're not being very modest. Carly Jean values modesty and fashion above all else.
Hey, would you like some high-rise jeans?
High-rise jeans, yeah.
To wear. Is that the term?
Yeah. If they're high.
If they're high-rise.
High-waisted, yeah.
High-waisted, that's
high-rise. I don't know about high-rise. Low-rise, I think, is a thing.
Yeah, I knew it didn't sound right.
High-rise is where you were at Doubletree Hotel.
Yeah, the high-rise.
Looking good, yeah. We are sponsored by Carly Jean Los Angeles. Would you like to talk about them?
It's pretty cool that they want to sponsor us.
It's so cool, and it's so fun to see like that it's actually like people are buying it, which is awesome. Like they're listening to two bros talk about, well, one bro and then maybe one person that has a little voice modulation.
We bought... Turn back.
We brought in a girl to talk about this. Resident fashion expert, actually. What's her name?
Carly. With a K,
Carly.
though. With a K.
Hey, Carly, how's it going?
I am so happy to be here to talk about wonderful fashion from Carly Jean Los Angeles.
That's right. And you are Carly with a K.
Carly with a K, Jean with a G, but I am actually talking about CJLA, Carly Jean Los Angeles.
That's great. And are you, is a lot of your closet Carly Jean? How often are you buying their pieces?
I buy exclusively Carly Jean.
Okay.
You want me to tell you why, Jacob?
Yes, please.
I buy exclusively Carly Jean because you can dress it up, dress it down, dress it right in the middle. Good for summer, winter, fall, spring, any of the seasons.
Hey, where do you get this stuff from?
CarlyJeanLosAngeles.com.
Oh, okay. And you pay full price for all that?
Jacob. You ignorant little boy. Of course, I use code GRKC for 20% off my first order.
The entire website?
The entire website.
Wow. Thank you, KG.
You're welcome.
Brad's back.
Yeah, thanks so much for Carly Jean talking about Carly Jean.
Wow.
Wow.
CJ, LA.
She seems like she knows what she's talking about, and she had impeccable fashion.
Yeah. What's the word? Reputable source?
Reputable. Yeah.
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 That was close. High
Wrong
rise.
syllables.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the wrong syllables.
Dude, that reminds me. Trey could not get Wabash correctly. We rehearsed it during the day.
What? What was he saying
for
instead?
For weeks leading up to the podcast, we've been getting DMs, we've been getting comments. Trey, you got to pronounce this right before you come to Wabash.
What was he saying?
Wabash.
Wabash? Yeah. That's almost too easy to fix. It'd be one thing if you're like Wabash. It's like, no, it's Wabash. Okay, Wabash. He say Wabash?
And then I feel like on stage he got confused and said it a third different way. Wait, because Wabash. He'd say Wabash. Or something. He finally got the vowels right, but
it's
the emphasis.
It's being Woobish. Woobish Indian. Yeah. That's amazing. Did anybody yell out Wabash or anything?
A couple of just people after the show were someone was like, I see you finally figured out how to say Wabash. I was like, hey, I nailed it, by the way. I'm batting 1,000. They're like, oh, no, you're right. That was Trey.
Yeah. That's funny. Tell us, let's go. You want to go city by city? Or do you have something for each of them? Or
let's see. Let's just start with Wabash because that's the one I'm so.
I'm very
about.
intrigued by Wabash.
Yeah, it's a town of.
Is it Wabash?
Wabash.
Wabash. Wabash.
I mean,
Wabash. That's it.
Wabash. When I first saw it on the schedule, I was like, okay, this must be a suburb of Indianapolis or something.
Sure.
Sometimes that's the case. We performed in
Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah, Mickey's Rock. Oh, it's outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Sure.
But it's not. It's 2 hours from Indianapolis, an hour from Fort Wayne. It's a town of 10,000. All the other surrounding towns are also farm towns of 10,000. It just looked kind of like Iowa. A lot of corn and soybean fields.
Huh.
And just not a lot of people who live there.
Doubletree?
No.
Okay.
But Trey sold 1,200 tickets there or something, and I think just people came from all over.
Sure.
And it was
how
so
often
fun.
is that? Yeah. In Kansas City, I'm sure you got people from Des Moines coming, is my point.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
People will travel for Jake and Trey.
And it was just so fun. So we started off the day golfing. Me, Isaac, Alan, great crew, great golf course. They don't have Ubers in Wabash.
I could have guessed that.
Yeah. So we had to get. We knew this ahead of time. So Tom arranged a runner for us. The venue gives you a runner to just take you on errands. What do you need to do? So
fun.
It was fun to talk to her too.
Yeah.
Just tell me about Wabash. What do I need to know?
Yeah.
That was another thing. Quick sidebar. I've been doing about 5 minutes of material for each city I'm in every night so far. Been really fun. I think I'll keep it up. Columbus talked about the Middle East a lot.
Nice.
And talked about their gas stations there. Grand Rapids talked about how everyone is Dutch there, and it was Cinco de Mayo. And the restaurants I went to, Wabash had so much to talk about. So I think I'm going to keep doing that.
Oh, that's fun. I think you should.
I think it's an opener. That's a fun thing to do.
Oh, totally. Because especially if Trey's not overemphasizing that. Yeah, that's fun. Even if you're not funny, it's just fun to hear somebody talk about, an outsider talk about your city is just so fun.
It was great to go to a concert, the Wilder Ones went right before going on tour. Because it's I'm an audience member, and even just when he's Kansas City, how we do it? It's he knows where he's at.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And and you don't know if it's a line, but he's man, I was not expecting Kansas City to be so great. It's thanks, man. We went backstage and we were all just wow, Kansas City on a Monday. Who would have thought,
Yeah, he probably says that every show, but I don't know.
But I don't care. It's still fun to hear.
And so I think, even though that is so generic, how much we appreciate it, I was putting myself in the audience shoes. What if I'm rattling off specific restaurants, specific gas stations, streets I passed while I walked by?
Specific restaurant that, so-and-so's uncle owns. And then you can, leave the show and be they talked about your restaurant, the show, whatever. Yeah, so many fun things.
So I was trying to just really lean into that as much as I could. And I had so much to talk about in Wabash. We get to the golf course, and first of all, I open the door and just dogs run out. I'm oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm is that fine? They're yeah, it's fine. And then the woman working there is like, I don't think I've seen you golf here before. What's your name? My name is Jody. And so it's just great. We're shaking hands. You ever golfed here? No. All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about the course. You know, my dad actually founded it, getting the whole rundown. She's drawing us maps on like a piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the 50 bucks, that's hard to find. I'm going to draw you a little map. Okay, that's great. And we're like, all right, and are you paying for, 18 with a card? Yes, ma'am. Credit card? Yes, I am. Okay, well, we try to swipe our credit cards as little as possible because there's a fee. So we'll just have you pay at the very end.
We trust you.
And so they just wrote it down by hand. Like, all right, your name is Jake. Okay, 18 holes, golf cart. Do you think you'll want anything at the turn? You're like, yeah, I might. Okay, you just let us know. We'll write it down.
Yeah, put it on my tab. That's so fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, I love that.
So just very old-fashioned, very just country bumpkin. Loved it. And after golf, which it was a great time, after golf, the Jody's son, he then is just like, what are you guys doing here? We're like, we're actually performing tonight. He's like, I think I'm going to that show. We're like, oh, fun. And he got a picture with us afterwards. While we're getting a picture with him, then another guy recognizes me from Mood Swings. And so he's like, Mood Swings Golf. And I was like, yeah, that's right. I was like, Trey and I are actually doing a show tonight at the Honeywell Center in Wabash. And he's like, how about that? Will you let me know when it comes out? Oh. And I was like, oh no, it's like a live like comedy show, like tonight.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, I'll check it out when it's uploaded. I was like, I don't think he's coming tonight.
You don't get it. Like, we're not uploading it anywhere. That's the whole point of why people are paying for it. Yeah.
So I don't know what he thought I was even like telling him, like, yeah, we're doing a live golf show. Or, I don't even know what he thought, but that was just so fun. And we get back to Wabash. I'm hungry. It's beautiful. It's like 78 degrees. So I'm just walking around. I walked around for probably 2 hours. I go to 3 different restaurants. It's Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. All 3 of them were closed. And so those are kind of the jokes I was doing on stage. It's like, well, why would you be open? It's a Saturday afternoon.
I mean,
it's Saturdays, sunny.
Yeah, and not like people never buy anything on Saturdays. They don't ever eat out on Saturdays.
Yeah. And, I get to talk about each specific restaurant. I went to City Market Grill. City Market Grill was closed,
That is wild. They were
3 different ones.
Monday through Friday or what?
Weird hours. It's like they were, even like on a Tuesday through Thursday, it was like we're open from 8 to noon and then 4 to 7 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, or whatever, something
that's
weird.
Small town, man. Love it.
But it was great. Stopped at the Pizza King, met some nice folks there.
Oh, the King.
And then just walked around more. And this is what was wild, because I remember thinking to myself, like, more than anything, this is what I wish Rachel could be here for. Not even to see me perform or being on the bus, but like she would appreciate this even more than I do.
She gets so excited about every little window of every shop. Yeah.
Yeah. She just loves the little things like this. She would love this town. There's so much corn. And I'm walking through a downtown alleyway. And I kid you not, I have the thought, how fun is it? How refreshing is this to be walking in the heart of a downtown city and in an alleyway? It feels so safe. Like, how cool is that? Mm-hmm. Walking by myself for 2 hours. I felt dangerous one time.
Sure.
I mean, probably 15 seconds afterwards, I hear a blood-curdling scream come from a man. And I'm kind of in an alley, so I can't quite hear where it came from. I know it came from, like, beyond the alley.
What?
But I couldn't quite tell where it came from. I mean, it stopped me in my tracks. Like, this is serious. Like, someone's in trouble. It seemed like he has, like, been hurt.
Yeah, they're not laughing. Like, sometimes when somebody screams, it's like, are they screaming from laughter or from whatever?
Yeah, you just know when it's, like, serious. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Do I keep walking? Like, it scared me. And I'm like, okay, it's still Wabash.
How far away?
It sounded pretty close. It sounded within 100 yards away. Like, I don't know if it was left or right.
Right.
And then to the right, I see some dumpsters, and I can like hear some like rattling going on the other side of the dumpster. I'm like, did the scream come from there? Like, I don't know. And so I'm like walking really cautiously, and I see a guy hiding behind the dumpster. And so I just kind of like keep walking.
What?
I don't know what that was about. And then I look to my left, and now I'm on like I could see a pretty busy street. And I see a guy in a pink shirt and a cast. Looks like he's walking a little bit ahead of like his wife maybe. And it looks like he's just like walking, I don't know, just up the street. And so this is everything I noticed. I'm like, what in the world? I don't know what the scream was from. I don't know.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
But I'm so close to the venue. I'm like, you know what? This is probably the end of my walk. Let's just go to the venue.
I would say yes.
And I can't even, the venue is probably also another like 300 yards away, pretty close walk. Yeah. I'm getting there and I'm starting to hear police sirens go off. I'm starting to see police officers from within the Honeywell Center go out to their cars.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, that was like a thing or whatever.
Right.
I get into the venue and there was more cops inside of there. and they're talking about it. And I was like, hey, random, sorry to interrupt the police officers.
Yeah.
I was like, is this about, I was like, what, did a man scream like 5 minutes ago? They're like, yeah, a man was just like randomly just like beaten up. And I was
mugged,
like,
basically.
Yeah, mugged. Yeah. And I was like, was the guy in a pink shirt? And he's like, yeah, it was. I was like, I didn't see it happen. I was 20 steps from seeing it happen. I heard it happen.
The guy in the pink shirt was the one
Was
that
the
got
victim.
beat up. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I saw that. He was just walking down the street with his wife. They're like, yeah, that's correct. And so I was, 20 steps away from seeing it happen, which would have been really wild.
100 steps away from
It being me.
Yes.
That was what was so crazy too. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I was the one walking in an alley. He was on a much busier street than I was. I don't know why I didn't get chosen. Maybe
Wow.
because not eating sugar, looking a little
maybe
mean.
because daddy's a little piped up.
But yeah, it's just crazy. I was like, dude, Wabash is wild, dude. This is crazy.
Wow. That's one of those things. Yeah. That's, first of all, it's so scary and terrible for that guy out of nowhere.
Just walk it, just middle of the day, Saturday, beautiful day out.
And the other thing is like, imagine if you didn't try to go to the Central Market Grill or whatever that place was called, and you didn't stop there for 30 seconds.
All these
longer.
little things.
All the little things.
Yeah, that
like
could have made it me.
Yeah, it could have been you if you just, whatever, didn't look at your phone for that one extra video before you left to go X, Y. And it's like wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just like, dang.
So
a wild day in Wabash.
So pretty sure that guy that was hunched over was the guy that beat him up?
I guess I'm still not positive. It also seemed like maybe he was just a guy just chilling.
Really?
Like he didn't, I mean, yeah, he was kind of hiding, but he was also just sitting down.
He didn't seem like he was like ready to mug somebody.
He didn't seem
He wasn't a mugger?
RTM.
Okay.
But it was just, it was kind of wild. And so I talked to the cops a little bit, but I was also like, I'll let you guys do your thing or whatever. Yeah. And then after the show, or not even really after the show, after I got done performing, then I followed up with them and was like, hey, what's the latest?
Sure.
And they were like, we found the guy. We got him. And I was like, did you ever find out like why? And he was like, he was drunk. It was just a random act of violence.
Wild.
I was like, did he have anything on his record? I was like asking questions like, I don't know if I am allowed to be asking this. I don't know if you're allowed to be telling me this, but I'm curious.
They can say we can't tell you.
I watch Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
And I was like, did he have any like priors? And he's like, no, he was just drunk. And
wild.
I was like, really? Just alcohol? And he's like, yeah, alcohol will do that to people.
Where did he go? Because like no place was open. You know, where did he find?
Where did he get a drink from in this town?
Dude, that's crazy, man. Yeah, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Wabash.
I love the idea of like it's like so classic. Like anytime there's a bunch of police officers on a street, like all the neighbors come out, want to give their little account of the story. That's kind of what you were doing. But you had a little bit of information, but like not much. I guess you could say
really
like
help.
It was down there that it happened. You know,
it was kind of just like, that's crazy.
I heard him scream.
So it
definitely happened. Like he's not lying about that. Like I can vouch if you need me to vouch for that it really happened. Like the blood and the bruises and stuff, not a big deal. But I heard him, like audibly heard him.
Like I know there's eyewitness. Do you need an ear witness?
Do you need somebody who like is not from here, so he would never lie about it? He has no motive.
And like if you ever need me to come back and testify, it would be very difficult for me to do so.
Exactly. I can do that over Skype if you need to or whatever. But that's funny.
Chike! Oh, we had to pause a little bit. There's a little video issue, but our faces are back, and so is Chike.
Chike!
Mother's Day is over, but protein powder isn't.
Chike!
Yeah, we're still being sponsored by Chike, which is so fun. They're so good to us. They help sponsor the Florida trip, and yeah, I mean, just Chike out of flavor. Finally, please do it. I know you've heard us talk about it long enough. Try it out. You can get 25% off. It's basically free.
Just
do it. This is like nothing.
Come on, guys. Just be cool and do it.
Just don't make it weird.
What is Chike though, Jake?
Well, don't make it weird.
Okay. First of all, hey, did you just no? Okay.
Okay.
Did you want to talk
about
how
Timon was going to make it weird?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Basically,
I'll tell you what. Basically,
it's protein powder iced coffee.
Oh yeah.
And it tastes real good.
Boy, does it.
It'll get you buzzing. It really does. It tastes great. It's good to start your day with. I think it's also good for like a little 2 p.m., 3 p.m. little kick.
I'll tell
Finish
you what.
the work day.
Yeah, you'll kick it up a notch. I'm gonna take some tonight. We're going out for Catherine's birthday.
Oh,
with
tonight's
some
gonna be
friends.
fun.
We're gonna do some Chike beforehand. Do some Chike. I didn't mean to sound. Hey, it's gonna be a good night.
Tonight is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later, but especially if we're chiked up. But yeah.
We're going to be chiked up.
Each kind of serving size has got 20 grams of non-GMO protein and 2 shots of real espresso coffee and only 1 gram of sugar. and I believe it's not even added sugar.
Nope,
So
it's just right there in the sugar. Shout out to Ross Ferens. He
Love
texted
Ross.
me on Monday and said, "I know an ad reads slapping different when my 2-year-old daughter's in the back of the car yelling Chike Chike halfway through."
hey, what's Ross's daughter's name?
Amanda. Amanda Ferens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Amanda.
Hey,
Chike Chike.
hey, Amanda. Listen, your dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where can you go to buy it, Amanda? Do you know?
Amanda, you probably have no idea. It's CHIKE.com, but we're going to try to limit your screen time. But for everyone else, Amanda's age or older, Chike.com.
Yes.
Please, guys. Code Ghostrunners,
25% off.
25% off. We're back up to 25. Huge discount for the ghosties. So check it out. Get you some amazing tasting protein powder iced coffee. It really is so good. Chike.com.
Chike Chike.
Chike. Appreciate you. Yeah, tonight should be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to the
be-
breakthrough room. I was texting
Yep.
Gunnar about it. I was like, dude, you're going to love this
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Do I need to bring tennis shoes?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Also, you might get a little sweaty. So
Oh.
definitely be in a t-shirt.
I'm always sweaty.
Yeah, that's true.
It's that time of year.
You're like,
baby.
dude, I was planning on getting sweaty at dinner.
I woke up sweaty. Yeah. I don't mind it either. I I roll with the windows down and I'm like, that's great. I like being warm. I'm like Rachel in that way.
Warm's
I don't
great.
mind. Yeah.
Warm's great.
Yeah. Anything else we need to know about the breakthrough room?
I hope they've changed out the rooms at least a little bit.
Surely they have.
So I went twice, a few months ago or so. So hopefully some are different, but either way, I think I can, even if they haven't, I will have fun. I can kind of be a little captain, kind of lead people in,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
be a guide, kind of the Sacagawea.
Please
kind
do.
of guide
The
them.
Sacagawea.
Yes. Like, oh, that's poisonous.
Yeah. Don't touch
I think
that.
that's what Sacagawea did. She told them which snakes to not touch.
So there are going to be poisonous snakes there? I guess I don't understand this place as well as I thought.
Okay, well, Catherine doesn't really like snakes, so
Yeah.
this might not have been a good option. Yeah, has anyone else been there? It'll be me and Rachel, the only
I don't know if the
veterans.
Ducks. Yeah, it sounds like they haven't. if you've
Duckworths
talked to
haven't.
them. Yeah, I don't think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Where are we going to eat beforehand? And then I'm going to go the wide camera time while I get this ready for our next little thing.
We're going to Medes. It's a Mediterranean place. I don't know much about it. It's kind of a newer place.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Catherine's heard it's good. I don't know. I think you like Mediterranean stuff. A little hummus, a little falafel.
I did recently learn about tzatziki sauce.
Yes. And you called it ranch, Greek ranch or something like that.
Yeah, spicy ranch.
Spicy ranch. So, it'll be fun. I think it's a little bit of a casual place, and so it'll be a nice quick dinner before we go to breakthrough because they close at 9, which I didn't love.
A little early.
Yeah, because I hear that like 2 hours goes really fast, so you should do 4 hours. I'm not doing 4 hours from 5 to 9. None of our friends are going to make that.
It's the whole night.
That's the entire night. So unless we're having dinner at 4:15.
Yeah.
So anyway, do you want to introduce
That'd
our
be
next
fun.
segment?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is a segment.
I don't know what's going on. Well, today is a big day for us in the podcast studio.
Huge day.
A lot of people, are like, Timon, what a weird name. How do you spell that?
Who is this guy?
We
Yeah.
did a spelling reveal.
Did we?
Kind of. We reposted his story on
It
our
happened
story.
organically.
Right.
Yeah. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
Timon. Timon. People next are wanting. They're wanting face reveals. They're wanting borderline. They want boyfriend reveal. This is
Oh,
what they're
yeah.
wanting. I feel like the moms are after it. Well, we could do you one better than a face reveal. How about just got his braces off, came straight from the orthodontist to hear tooth reveal.
Tooth reveal.
I don't have it quite ready yet. So
Okay.
Yeah, keep stalling it.
Yeah. So Timon was like, "Hey, I know we normally
This is the strangest thing.
I know we normally record this time. Can we record a little bit later because I had to get my braces off?" I was like, "Man, we do work with a kid." I mean, Timon is a very mature guy, but he is in a lot of ways definitely still a little bit of a child, and got his braces off. And so, Timon, tell us.
give a little countdown.
Okay,
Look,
and here we go. Timon reveal in 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Show us his teeth. Whoa! Okay.
Well, this is very uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, Jake is like up in his grill.
Don't get the whole face.
Oh yeah, just yeah.
Just enough. How do you feel about I think everyone that's ever gotten their braces off, that first time you touch the tongue to teeth is just like, holy cow.
Strangest feeling ever. It's
Yeah,
like
so
it's
slippery.
very freeing,
Yeah.
but also like so slimy.
Right.
And it's
how
so
long
strange.
did you have your braces?
A little over 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like I talked about this earlier with you, but like when they popped them off, it did not feel like they were being very gentle popping them off, right?
Kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go. Yeah.
Kind of.
Were you nervous? I remember I was nervous whenever I got him off. Like they had always said, like, hey, make sure you don't drink too much, whatever, pop, or do this, or it'll stain your teeth. And then when you get the braces off, have you ever heard that? Like,
Yeah.
And like you have like stained squares. Were you nervous about that?
Oh yeah, terrible.
Yeah. But you seem like you're good.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Tell us what Rachel got you as a braces off gift.
I walk in, and like one of the first things Rachel says, I got you some gum. I'm like, oh, thanks. She's like, yeah, I don't even know if you like, it's juicy fruit. I don't even like it. It just reminds me of my childhood.
She's like, yeah. She's like, I don't know. Kids seem to like juicy fruit, so here you go. Here you go, son.
It'd be funny too. Like Timon's
Here's a
not even
nickel.
thinking about braces. Like, okay, Rachel immediately wants my breath to smell better. I guess. Timon, I got you gum.
Yeah.
Timon, I got you deodorant.
Yeah, right. Timon, you need shampoo probably?
Timon, I got the shower running for you.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have gotten you like some popcorn, some
Cotton candy.
Laffy Taffy, yeah, all the good stuff.
I was thinking about cotton candy yesterday. I want some.
Do you?
I haven't had cotton candy in years.
It's good stuff, man. Just have kids.
I remember my
You can
fingers
have all
getting
that stuff.
sticky.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you get a little sweaty
They'll get
too.
a little
Oh, yeah.
sticky. Especially when you're sweating, they'll stick. It sticks everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
My speaking of sticky, that just kind of reminded me. My wedding ring came in. I got one of those fitness rings.
Oh, okay. Is that going to be like your daily driver? Like you?
What?
Oh, you got like the whatever they're called, like the actual like Fitbit kind of ring.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Daily driver meaning like, are you going to wear it all the time? But I understand what you're saying.
Oh, gotcha. I wore it for like 2 days on my right hand just to kind of see. I was kind of excited about the fitness thing, but dude, it's so thick. Like when I first put it on, I was like, I guess that's just wedding rings. I guess I'm just gonna have to adjust to how
really?
thick it is. And Rachel's like, no, I don't think they're normally that thick. Probably because there's all these sensors and stuff in it. But
Sure.
dude, it was like, like couldn't like close my hand really.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
Really?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take it back. I told Rachel, I was like, I'm predicting like 6 months from now, they're gonna come out with like new and improved 60% thinner. And like, all right, maybe now I'll get one.
Sure.
But right now it's like, oh, it's so annoying.
Oh yeah. It's going to be, I don't know if I was annoyed, but it definitely takes a lot of adjusting no matter what.
Actually, can I see yours?
Sure.
If you can get it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that was what I was going to say. I like mine fit perfectly, got my finger measured, but it is still hard to get over that knuckle, especially at the end of the day.
Really?
The house is 83.
Right. Yeah. A little bit swollen.
Oh, that's nice, Brad.
Yeah. I just got the same ring that my dad, I mean, not the exact same, but like I wanted classic gold because that's what my dad had and I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I got just like a classic gold.
But yeah,
I like it.
I found myself a lot of the times like I put it on and then I would squeeze my pinky and my middle finger like that's like was my like nervous tick with it. Or I would take it off and just
Spinning around.
like we talked about back in the day. I lost it in that New York restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that story?
Yeah, I do.
So I used to spin it and do all sorts of things. So I'm sure you'll do some kind of quirk with it.
That feels nice. That's way thinner. I should just
Really?
go get a normal one.
Yeah,
Yeah, less intrusive.
I got a guy.
Test it out with the golf club. Can't swing a golf club with it at all.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a fitness ring.
I know. Who's using this? Swimmers?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, okay. That's exciting. It's coming. Tell everyone what you're amped about this week.
I'm amped, guys.
Yeah.
So when you're listening to this, I think 3 days from now, Rachel is going to drive up to Iowa and stay in Iowa for like the 10 days leading up to the wedding, which will be really fun.
Yeah.
I think just to build anticipation for the wedding. It's
Not
just
see each other.
Yeah, not see each
Yeah.
other until the first look, really.
Oh, well, nice. I was gonna say,
Rehearsal
you're gonna do-
dinner and the day before. Okay, so that was a lie. But
What if you did like you didn't know that there was like not like you're not supposed to see the bride before the wedding, and so like the entire like you
during the rehearsal dinner, can you just put some on my plate?
I'll get one of your boxes that you got from Amazon, like a massive box, and like make it like a wall for the rehearsal. like I'll get you, and I'll be very serious, and people will just be like, I mean, I guess that's a new thing that people
First
are doing.
look, pretty serious.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I love that.
But I think what's really fun is the second Rachel's out of here, I can start moving in. I got 10 days to just slowly move in this house.
It's Daddy's castle at that point.
Yeah, and that's, basically a week from now when we're recording. So it's like, oh man, it's time to
Yeah.
it's like time to pack up.
happening. Yeah.
I'm moving in.
Right.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty fun. So I'm amped about that. Just slowly, just like, I love moving in a way, or at least I try to what do we call it? Positeering. I reframe it.
Yeah.
Like, no, moving is good.
Sure.
Because you always start with a clean room. Can't have a dirty room when you just moved in.
No, yeah.
So I know my room will be clean. And
You know where all your stuff's going to be.
I know where all my stuff is.
Yep.
And I feel like I always declutter when I move.
Do you?
I
Yeah.
always, it's always about, I would say 2 to 5 trash bags of clothes get dropped off at the Salvation Army every time I
Wow.
move. I'm always like, man, this is too many.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like I didn't even realize I still had this shirt.
Yeah, or
Let's get rid
it's
of
a
it.
great litmus test is just knowing like, okay, I didn't wear this since the last time I moved.
Let's be honest. Let's be real with ourselves. We're not wearing that shirt again. Get it out.
Stratford Indians, district champs. Don't eat it.
Oh, those are the nostalgic ones where it's like, yeah, but maybe I'll make a t-shirt quilt someday. I always struggle with the camp ones and the old football ones from high school and stuff. Those are the
funny.
ones that kill me.
My mom was a little bit of a hoarder, or not hoarder, just nostalgic with stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't have that trait. I'm like, haven't
it's
worn
good.
it in a year or two.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it. Get rid of it.
I think that's probably a good thing, especially when you're going to be living in a house that doesn't have just abundance of room. I guess you have a ton of space down in your basement for random stuff like that, but still.
Rachel did kind of say that too, because I was like, hey, let's make sure we clean out the guest's bedroom, because like
Right.
my bed and I think I'm just gonna move a ton of my stuff in there. Like my closet will kind of just be the guest bedroom, and
Okay.
I think that's kind of fun too.
Yeah.
The whole room is my closet. Awesome. But she was like, okay, I love that the podcast studio's in here. I think it's great. Mm-hmm. But man, it'd be nice to have some storage in here. It's like, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We'll figure it out.
I said, quick question: how much money has a storage room ever brought in for you?
Quick question. Maybe Timon. Do you think Timon needs to have a desk and a chair and stuff? Maybe just put him on the floor. That would save a ton of space in here. You know.
Or if we put like a loft in here and Timon's kind of above us.
I don't
and
hate
then
it.
we free that space
I don't
up.
hate it. It's amazing how much vertical space is wasted in here.
That's why downtown areas you build up.
Right.
So much wasted space.
Okay. Let's just build up the entire house then.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Problem
Maybe Timon in the attic. Like
I'm just in the- yeah,
how
in the
how
attic.
hard would it be to cut a hole right here? Timon would have all the space in the world.
Dude, speaking of holes in this house,
There's some holes in this house.
that's what that song's about. Rachel found a hole in our bathroom, but I think it was meant to be there because it's huge and it goes to the laundry room beneath us.
Oh yeah.
This guest bathroom, that thing of plywood underneath it, huge hole.
Wait. Thing of plywood.
There's
Fun.
a thing of plywood. You just lift it up. Was it used for hoarding Jews? I don't know. Was it used for laundry?
There's no
Both.
way of telling. Yeah.
But I was excited. We have a really just like poor person's laundry chute in our guest.
But only that one. You don't have
Yeah.
one in your bathroom.
Yeah.
Fun.
Kinda
Are you
cool.
going to use it? I would
Yeah.
use that all day.
Oh,
all
I
day,
want to
all
have
night.
like a, I don't know if it's just like a direct, just like free fall or like, I don't know, things that are lighter might not fall into the hamper.
Okay.
Maybe like one of those chutes like that you would see in like Home Alone 2 outside of the apartment buildings.
Oh, yeah. I think you need to also figure out a way, like a high-powered vacuum that you can have at the top. Because, yeah, it's fun to drop it down, but man, would it be fun if you didn't have to carry it back up afterwards. So the laundry's clean. Oh, I need to get it back upstairs. I could either carry it in my laundry basket or I could just use the Clothes Suck 3000 and just bring it back up with that thing.
I've always wanted to have some type of itch using the technology that the banks use.
Yes.
You know?
The pneumatic tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some pneumatic. Yeah.
That or just like a conveyor belt back up, a pulley system that goes back up. Or
Fun.
the chute even goes just straight into the washer. That would be fun when you
That's
drop
fun.
it in.
Yeah, you get like yes. Oh,
That's fun.
Of course.
We don't need a hamper down there.
And then, and you like always, every time you leave the washer, you like make sure the settings are right. And then you figure out a way for once it's in the washer, shut that door, start it up. You don't even have to ever go down there. And then you figure out a way to make a machine that gets it out of the washer, puts in the dryer for you. And then you get a machine that figures out how to dry the clothes, which I think you already have that one.
And then we start bumping some Meg the Stallion because there's some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house.
There's some holes in this house. Holes. You got to really say it.
Holes.
There's some holes in this house. That's fun. That's a fun, like, it took a while to find. You know, it's like, I think I know everything about this house.
Yeah.
Psych, you don't.
A good 7 months or so.
I don't even know exactly. I can't even picture exactly where it is in this bathroom.
I'll show you afterwards.
Okay, I
I'm
can't
glad
wait.
we talked about holes in the house.
There's some holes in this house.
A couple of other things to talk about really quickly. I kind of put this on my Instagram story, but also that night in Wabash, when I posted it, I was like, this seems like one of those things that Brad's going to watch like 8 times over and over and think it's really funny. Did you catch the story of the video of my microphone?
I didn't. Yes, tell me more because I saw it maybe once distractedly. I did not watch it 10 times. But if you have the audio of it, I would love to listen to it again.
Okay, maybe I can text it to Timon, and we can listen to it over the speakers. But basically, there was an issue.
You walked out like. What's that? This new guy, DJ Michael.
DJ Michael, I love DJ Michael.
Hyping you up like crazy.
Dude, he's the man. He gets so fired up.
He sounds so fun, so legit. He's like, he's getting into it. And it's just you. You're the very first act of the show.
Yeah,
now.
they have not seen anyone else.
Right. And they get you out there, and Timon, let's hear this.
All right.
Bluetooth.
Boom. Here goes.
Just wait.
What? I'm assuming the first thing you say is Indiana, how we doing? Is that right?
Yeah.
And then I have no idea what that second sentence. Can we do it again?
Listen to the back half of it again. Specifically, listen to how few people clap.
Right. You said give it up. I saw you kind of motioned over to him, so I think you said something about like give it up for DJ Michael one more time, and you hear like the one like nice woman that could probably hear you without the microphone being like, "Good job," this like 48-year-old white woman that like does not like the music at all. Like, yes, I liked him.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that performance was the lowest of lows and the highest of highs because I was pretty sure right away. I was like, "Whoa, that sounds so echoey." Mm-hmm. But I never take sound check that seriously because I'm always like, "Yeah, it sounds good," because it always does. And I'm thinking, man, I don't think it sounded like this sound check. Right. I don't think this venue would be this echoey. Something's up.
Right.
And I was like, they can't really hear me. They didn't really clap for him. I was so rattled. And I wish everyone could have just been in my brain for 30 seconds and just seen everything I'm thinking.
Yeah, like what were you
like, is this going to go on? Are they aware of this? I'm kind of looking to the side. Like, you guys having a good time tonight? Like, making sure that like Tom knows that like there is like a problem.
Right, like somebody better be scrambling right now.
Yeah. Somebody figure this out.
Like, how obvious is it to everyone? Not me.
Yeah,
because like in your monitor or whatever. Like,
my monitors weren't working.
Not even working.
So that's why I was like, is it just echoey to me because I'm performing? It doesn't seem like they can hear me. So then I'm messing with like, all right, microphone further away from my voice.
Yeah,
I'm just running all these tests while I'm supposed to be doing stand-up comedy.
How long into it did they fix it?
So I wasn't even fully sure that they did fix it because I was like, maybe I just got used to it.
Ooh, it just got in your head of like, I don't know if it's fixed or not.
And so I thought about that.
Did the monitor ever work?
So they about 3 minutes in, they did kind of fix it, and I could start to hear myself. So for the first 3 minutes were a little rough.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's so easy, I'm sure, to get flustered in something like that.
Yeah,
when you're trying to memorize a 30-minute speech, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, one little thing that goes wrong.
And it's like, I don't think they can hear me.
Right.
Like, they're not laughing at anything.
Wow.
So that was a sucky start. But then it's going well. It's great. 20 minutes into it, I'm talking about Rachel or something. And these two like older guys come in by themselves very late and, have everyone stand up and they sit like front and center. And so I was like, I was going to tell you guys more about Rachel, but I feel like we got to address this right here. Like the two old men who just got here. And it was some of the most fun crowd work I've ever done. I really don't know if it was that I said anything that funny. It was their answers were the material.
Perfect.
Because it was just like, who are you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And are you guys big Trey Kennedy fans? And they said, who? And I said, wait, sorry. Do you know who's here right now?
Right.
And they said, no.
Are you at the wrong massive theater in Wabash, Indiana?
Yeah. Really, anything they said, it was like, oh, there's an obvious joke to say next. Okay, you don't know who Trey Kennedy is. So like, why are you here?
Right.
And then learning all those answers and learning they just kind of like Googled things to do in Wabash. They got off early. They saw the show. Like
they weren't from there?
They don't even live here. So they were from Warsaw. I was like, oh, sorry about the 1940s.
Right.
I'm making some jokes like that.
Yeah.
Then I was doing jokes on top of that. I was like, these guys don't even know it's a comedy show. They think it's a TED Talk and they think I'm just being inaccurate up here. And so, yeah, just everything they said was just hilarious. Like they just didn't know anything.
Were they like in a good mood about like all the things they were saying? Like,
yeah, they were. It
wasn't
smiling.
like this guy made fun of us for getting here late. Like, what a jerk kind of thing.
One of the guys didn't speak English really well, so I think he was a little like, this probably not feeling totally comfortable. The other guy would talk for him, and yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything better. It was a really good time talking to them. So yeah, lowest of lows, highest of highs in Wabash. That was fun.
Was that are you doing 2 shows in every city? Or is it a...
No, just Grand Rapids.
Okay.
We did 2. It kind of just depends. I think we have a lot of doubleheaders next weekend.
Doubleheaders. That's the term, Timon, if you don't know, like if they do 2 in one night. I know you're not a sports guy. So.
Oh, I thought they just had 2 heads.
Yeah. One of those 2. Siamese twins. Yeah, that's really fun, though. Just the little crowd work going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell everyone what you were telling us about timing and like all that kind of stuff too, like because you're doing 30 minutes now.
Yeah, 30 minutes is a lot. Stand up is hard, guys. If you didn't know, it is hard, dude. And that's not like people aren't laughing. This is hard for me, but it's like it's going well. But it's just, think about how hard it is. How much you would have to gear yourself up to do any kind of public speaking, and then imagine the expectations are way higher because they paid money. It's a hard craft. It's a hard art form, and 30 minutes is a long time. And so, I was a little bit anxious for that first show. Not even about about the material itself, but also just the timing of like, I haven't done a lot of reps doing 30 minutes. I don't even know how long I'm going to go up there and do. Like, if I don't have it like, if I do a bunch of crowd work, like, am I going to go way over 30 minutes? If I don't do crowd work, is that way under? I don't know. So I started to like, when I was memorizing it, trying to memorize how long each segment lasted. That way I could know in my head, because I do have access to a clock. And so kind of know what benchmarks I need to hit at what time.
Right.
So there's a lot of like simple math going on while I'm up there too. Like, all right, it's 8:24. All right, I need to start the homeowner bit now.
But that's not that simple of math. As you're talking out loud and as you're like trying to memorize that takes a skill in and of itself. And I guess eventually you just trust like this bit's going to take roughly this much time.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to be good with it. But that's
at the beginning, it's always a little rough.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Like, thanks for coming. If you come 9 months from now, it'll be way better. Way different.
Have you ever straight up like forgotten a bit before?
Yeah, there's definitely times where it's like, shoot, what is the next part? Oh my gosh, I've done this so many times. What is the next part? And so you're just kind of stalling. You're like, so yeah, that's kind of how that is. You guys know how it is sometimes. These
guys that came late definitely know how it is.
They know how it is.
This girl over here, I think, knows how it is.
People on the balcony.
Anybody checked out the merch guy yet? He's a pretty good looking guy. He knows how it is.
Indiana, thanks for coming out tonight, by the way. I forgot to say that earlier. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Cats are crazy. And then you're back in.
I remembered it.
I didn't know if I've done stand-up comedy whatever iota of what you've done, but there's been a few times where I'll like have an inside joke or like a joke that's like a recurring thing, or like whatever, call back to earlier in the set, and I'll realize like I'm about to tell that joke and I'm like, crap, I forgot to tell the first thing. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. I'm like, dang it, I forgot that whole joke, like that whole bit that I was going to do.
Luckily, I've never quite done that. That would be really bad. Like the final joke I didn't set up in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shoot.
Luckily, I wasn't like that extreme, but it was like, I was going to have one little quip about this that was going to like come back to this. And I was like, whoops, forgot to do that little comment here.
But yeah, I mean, I'm forgetting a handful of sentences probably every night now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I tried out like this thing about my tick bite on stage. And it was like, right after I introduced the tick bite, I know there's that thing I say, and then that gets me into the rest of it. And I couldn't remember the thing I say at the beginning. I was like, shoot, what's the first joke? And I just couldn't think of it. So I just had to skip it.
Really?
I don't know, looked at my notes afterwards. So yeah, it sucks. It's hard, but it's fun.
Oh, yeah. What a way to make a living, though, huh?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Come on,
it's great.
So you're going up northwest?
Yeah,
Salem, Oregon.
Gonna get to see old Patrick Draymond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's this weekend. When you're listening to this, we're doing a Correct Opinions live show. We've only got 3 cities, but I think they might all be doubleheaders. So a lot of shows.
Was it Salem, Tacoma?
Salem, Spokane, and Seattle. But the Correct Opinions show is in Tacoma, Washington, which I think is outside of Seattle.
Right.
Which is maybe where the show is. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, how's the Correct Opinions? Is it selling like the live show?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Katie's gonna come. She'll be in it.
Yeah.
Derek's gonna come up. So
that's fun right there. Just get to meet Derek.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So that'll be fun. Good weekend. Good stuff.
I have things to talk about for my family.
Great.
Just lots of fun times. Well, it was Bo's birthday this past week.
Oh,
So I just want to just basically recap the week with him because it was just fun. First of all, right off the bat, he said he was like sitting at breakfast. It's just a classic kids say the darndest things kind of thing, and he just goes, "My stomach is growling." And he's like, "Sometimes my bottom growls too." and Hattie's just like, she's getting to the point where we have to kind of get on to her every once in a while about it, because she'll just kind of roll her eyes and be like, he's so stupid, basically. He'll just be like, she'll be like, Bo, those are toots, whatever. And he's like, no, they're just growling on my bottom. But yeah, we had a fun time. Like we had plans to have a birthday party. So his actual birthday was on Friday. We were gonna have a birthday party with friends on Saturday, and then we were going to do a family birthday party on Sunday. So we're like, well, we don't want to do too much on Friday because it's a whole weekend of stuff, but we also want to make sure he's loved and appreciated and everything. So anyway, we woke up Friday. He opened up some presents. One of the presents that we got, Hattie and I went like the day before to a Western store down the street and got him like this little like dart gun and a Lone Ranger mask. He's obsessed with Lone Ranger.
I saw the mask.
Yeah. So he opened it, thought it was the coolest. The mask specifically was the coolest thing ever.
Really?
To the point where he's like, can I wear my Lone Ranger mask to breakfast? We're going to McLean's for breakfast. And I was like, absolutely you can, buddy. And so literally he's walking into to breakfast, and we're in line, and this guy about our age like sees him in line, kind of laughs at me, and I'm like, laughing back. And then he just goes, whoa, is that the Lone Ranger? Like looking at
cool.
Bo, like played into it perfectly. And Bo's like, yes, it's the Lone Ranger. And, he just had so much fun. But McLean's was a really sweet time. There's like that new part of like, they kind of like, they used to have a roastery actually in the back of McLean's, and they started doing that off site. And so they have like that event space back there. Mm-hmm. And it was so packed that we couldn't find a space. So I was like, hey, do you mind if we just go back in the back?
Oh, cool.
And there's like no speakers back there, like no music going or anything. And so it was really just like this nice, peaceful time with just like the five of us back there eating breakfast. And the kids were awesome. Bo's in his Lone Ranger mask, eating a Danish, So that was just fun vibes. I mean, just fun time with him. And then, throughout the day, we just kept opening up more presents. One of the presents he got, I don't know if you guys got this. I didn't have one as a kid, but apparently it was more popular than I realized with the Ghosty Getaway people. He got a Armor of God like knight costume, Knight, like, and so it was like the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of. So literally, it was like a helmet, but it said salvation on it. Like the sword of the spirit. But he just loves dressing up like cowboys, like knights.
Yeah,
we got him a pirate, patch and hook and everything. I thought it was so fun. So he's literally like running around like a knight everywhere. I thought that was so fun, and I was like, if he wasn't homeschooled before, he's definitely homeschooled now, running around with the Armor of God. Did you have one of those growing up, Timon?
We didn't, but my grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it was like got to dress up in it when we went to
when you visited. It's like I got to put on, whatever, the belt of truth over here. So that was fun. Yeah, we had pancakes that night for just breakfast for dinner. He thought it was so fun. And then the next day we had Saturday we had a party for him with just like our friends and their kids. And Rachel was a huge help. I don't know how much she told you about that, but like she volunteered to come over early, set up everything with Catherine, which is always so great when you're married, like having somebody else there as like a buffer. It's like we're kind of stressed, like getting all these things in order, even though it's a kid's party and we don't really need to worry, but it's like still worrisome. And then somebody else comes and it's like, oh, good vibes. Rachel's here. Yeah. So that was fun. The coolest thing there was that we had a like 2 hay bales with a saddle on top of it. It was a cowboy theme party. And so we acted like it was a horse, and we had that dart gun. And so people were trying to shoot like a target on the wall. And it was just a blast with Bo there. I look over at one point and he's just having like a gunfight with one of the kids, Branch. And they're just like, having amazing like little, I don't know, actions that they were doing and being hilarious and stuff. So, but then the thing that was like the most fun for me that I kind of alluded to last week was we went to the Royals game. So we didn't. We were going to go on Thursday. Kind of long story short, the guy that let us borrow these hay bales and saddle from him was like, I got a connection. You can get free tickets if you go on Sunday. And I was like, sweet. Cool. Like, they're 4th row right behind the dugout.
Yeah, you were close.
And I was like, I'll wait till Sunday to go. And so the entire I thought we were going on Thursday, and so I told Bo on Tuesday, I think it was, like, hey, we're going to go to the Royals game. So, like, all week he's been so excited about it, telling everybody. And it's, like, so special. It's, like, just the two of us going. And so it's Sunday afternoon that we're going, so we leave right from church, and I think he was so confused on where the actual game was.
Okay.
So, like, I had to park off-site Oh, here's a kind of a funny story. Sorry, little sidebar. As I'm driving to church, we knew that we were going to take 2 separate cars because Catherine was serving in the nursery for the second service. So I'm driving by myself in the truck. Catherine's with all 3 of the kids. And as I'm leaving, Catherine calls me and she's like, hey, you need to turn around. Hattie forgot her shoes. Like literally got in the car, buckled in everything. And I think like 10 minutes into the drive, I guess she just kind of goes, I don't have any shoes. She's just laughing. I don't have any shoes.
Oh, gosh.
And so I go back, get the shoes, come, and like apparently Hattie literally like walked into church, checked in, gone to her room and everything, just shoeless.
Shoeless. Fun.
And then I'm like, hey, I got Hattie's shoes. Anyway, all that to say, I was really late to church, and so I parked off site, and they have like a shuttle that shuttles you over. So after church got over, Bo and I get on the shuttle to go, and we get off the shuttle, and he's like, "Are we at the baseball game?" I'm like, I was like, "What? No." I was like, "No, we have to get in the truck. We have to go to Target to get some stuff, and then we'll go to the baseball game." So we go to Target. He sprints out of the car and towards Target because he's like, "Is this where the baseball game is?" It's like, "No, it's just Target. You've been here a million times in your life." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So we get back in the car. We get to the stadium. You know, I like film him like because the stadium's kind of like secluded in Kansas City, and so I film him like as we're turning the corner to see the stadium. And you know, I'm like, "Here we are, buddy. We're so close." And he goes, "Yep. Just you and me, Dad." And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. Such a great moment. And then he sees the stadium. He's just in awe. And we get out of the truck and once again just starts sprinting to like, he doesn't even know where he's going exactly.
Dad, are we at Target?
You know, because there's fences obviously all around the stadium. And he just sprints right towards the fence. I'm like, that's not where you got to go into the gate, buddy. Like, but it was like, honestly, it was like one of those rite of passages. It was like one of those like, I'm so excited to be a dad because someday I get to take my kids to a Royals game kind of thing.
Totally.
And then it was everything I wanted it to be. Like he was so excited. Literally, he was like running into the stadium. Like once we get our tickets, he just took off. Like I wasn't even with them. And
that's sweet.
He insisted on bringing his mitt with him. He also was like, I need to bring my bat and my tee as well. I was like, you can't bring your tee to the game, buddy. But because I think he thought he was playing in the game, maybe.
Okay.
And then he saw the big field and he's like, I'm not playing with those guys. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Good.
You're just watching it. Anyway, the whole thing was just wonderful. First of all, well, I guess just on a tangent from the actual experience with Bo, what do you think? Obviously, they have the national anthem at the beginning of the game. What do you think it would take for me to be the national anthem singer of a Royals game?
Oh, I think that's possible.
Like, do you think like all I have to do is like apply somewhere? Like, do I have to sing, like audition, like send an audition tape? How, like, do you think I have enough credibility if they're like, YouTube stuff, like I could like hype it up to be like, yeah, I'm decently popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I can sing. Like,
yeah.
Because this guy, I mean, national anthem's hard to sing. This guy was good, but it wasn't like, whoa, this guy's some nationally, like it's Kansas City.
And there's 81 home games. They need someone for every single one of those.
Exactly.
Yeah. I knew someone who used to sing at the Royals.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What was their credentials?
I don't know. Local musician.
Okay. Did they have like a albums and stuff?
Yeah, more than you.
More than 0, yeah. Should I just show them all my jingles probably?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. Get them on the Patreon.
Do you think I could?
No, but I really think you could.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
I think I do. I mean, how cool would it be to be like, yeah, I sang at the Royals game?
That would be pretty fun. We'd all come support.
How, as far as like how dramatic I should make it? Like
Try to cry while you're doing it.
No, I just mean like the way you sing it. Like, should I sing it straight or should I do a little bit of like
bravado?
Yeah. Like, and the Rockets regular. The bombs bursting in air. And then do a little game proof. You know, or should I just
I think that's fun. Are you comfortable with doing a little scatting in the middle of it?
Yeah, let me think how I would do that.
I think during proof, in the middle of proof, you kind of interrupt yourself.
Game proof, through the night. That our flat was still there.
See if you can make it last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is your audition right here.
Yeah, right here. I think it'd be fun. We get the ghosties to come, just go nuts for like, because no one ever claps for anything. I mean, it was a 1:00 game on a Sunday afternoon. It was so quiet there. we get into it. Like maybe like that's like part of the joke is like I'm just going nuts for 5,000 people. The stadium that holds 30-some thousand. Like,
dude, that would be so fun. You know what would be really fun is like, let's just say, like, I think there's a weekend in August that Trey and I have a show in Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
What if we made that like a big weekend?
I think we should. That'd be like what big weekend like.
I don't know. What if that was a big weekend?
Okay. I think, yeah, I like big weekends. We have been buzzing from Ghosty Getaway, and we're like, we got to see Ghosties more often. You have the privilege of like, you get to see a decent amount.
I get a little sample.
But I don't get to be with you. Dang it.
No.
So I think we should. What do you think? I mean, yeah, we should do some kind of like F12 August weekend. Guys, we've already talked about this a little.
Maybe we have a big weekend.
Trying to pretend like it's organic already. But yeah, I think unofficially, guys, mark your calendars.
I'd say just keep it open.
Keep it open August, 18th, 19th, 20th weekend?
Yeah, that weekend. Just keep it open.
Check out some flights if you want to.
Keep it open.
Keep it open, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Yeah. Dang. I'm excited. I'm really excited about
it. Really would be crazy if you would perform at the Royals game also that weekend, but why not? Let's try.
I'm sure they don't like slate out those things, months in advance for the Royals. Like it's a professional baseball team. Like, I mean, it's Major League Baseball. It's not the NFL.
Yeah.
It's, right?
Of the big three, it's definitely third.
Dang. Like if I kill it for MLB though, I would use that recording. Can you imagine if someday I'm freaking doing it at the Chiefs game?
That
is so hard. Because there's 8 games?
7 now.
7.
Did you see?
No.
Oh,
because everyone's got to go to like Mexico or something?
Yeah, one of our home games is in Germany.
Oh, like Chiefs specifically, only 7. Okay. So maybe the Germany one. Learn how to do the German national anthem too?
Yeah, but in English.
Yeah, just loosely translated. I think this is what it is. Yeah. And then from Chiefs, maybe Super Bowl? Like, what if I'm
Las
only
Vegas?
known for Super Bowl or national anthems?
That's your thing.
Yeah.
You have albums, so they're all just different national anthems you've done.
National anthem recording artists, they'll say.
Yeah.
They won't say, like, anything else.
Not like Grammy nominated, not like as seen on American Idol.
As seen.
National anthem recording artist Brad Ellis.
I don't hate it.
Fun?
I don't hate it. So.
I think it's possible. For the Royals, definitely.
Oh, see. Can you see? Yeah, maybe. I'll think about it.
Figure out kind of your brand.
And then, maybe that's just my thing. I just travel all over the Midwest doing because every place needs a national anthem, like minor league baseball.
And you get paid so much to do that.
You probably get paid a good $35 to do it.
I think you get a free ticket to the game.
Maybe so, yeah. That's fun. I would do it for that. Just the notoriety. Anyway, yeah, I think, overall it was just fun with Bo. I don't think he really cared about the game. Honestly, it was one of those things where fourth row, it was almost too close.
Really?
I think, because there's the net now, right?
Yeah.
And so, I don't think he could always see the ball and where it was going and stuff. But I will say it's really cool. The very first inning, our best player, Salvador Perez, smacked a home run.
Oh, fun.
Longest home run he's ever hit in his life, 463 feet.
Well, that's really far.
And yeah, I didn't realize it until I went on the Royals Twitter and they showed a cool, they show the TV replay of it. And then they also had a tweet next to it. And it was more of a artsy, cool, camera, 8K probably camera. And lo and behold, guess whose little hat is right behind. You can see it in the background.
Paul Rudd.
No, dude. Robert Bradley Ellis. Bo's little half, it's half on his head, and you can't see me at all, but you can just see Bo. And you can't even really make out that it's him, but it's if you know, you know.
Checking out the homer.
So it was so cute. It's just so fun. But yeah, I think main highlights for him, he got to meet Slugger. He thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I got to take a picture with Slugger. We ran the bases at the K. He only ran 1.5 bases before he started walking. I was
like, that's
all right.
good.
Yeah. I was like, Dad, he's like, all right, Dad, I don't have to go the rest. I was like, okay, we're done. That's fun. And then we got blue popcorn, kettle corn. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe we got blue popcorn and we got a jumbo pretzel. Never seen a pretzel that big. I'll tell you what. It's one of those things where it's to us, we're just used to it. To a kid that's never seen a jumbo pretzel, he's that is a pretzel. Because I was like,
he's used to pretzels being this big.
yeah, he's used to them being in his hand, and all of a sudden it's like, that's the coolest thing he's ever seen.
That is pretty fun.
So anyway, it was altogether a blast. He, like as we got home, he's like, yeah, I went just with Dad. He's telling Hattie, yeah, Hattie, we went to the game. He's doing this thing with his hand. Have you seen that lately?
Yeah.
He'd be like, we went to the Royals game, just me and Dad. He's like, just pointed out. It's so cute and so fun. It was just like everything I wanted to be and more. Like it was so fun. I feel like he really wants. And as we were walking out, we left a little early because we had to go to my family birthday party, and he was also ready to be done. We're walking out, and this woman at a concession stand is like cleaning all those like helmets that they have nachos in.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes ice cream.
And so there's like probably 15 of them in a stack, and Bo just like visibly is just amazed. He's just like, oh, and this lady sees him, and she takes one and gives it to him.
Really?
Oh, it's like the coolest thing. We got a little, so many fun souvenirs. We got that helmet. There's a place you can go and you can get a certificate that says my first baseball Royals game.
Wow.
And they write your name on it and everything. They gave him some baseball cards, and he thought it was the coolest thing. So anyway, all in all, just a really sweet, fun weekend with Bo, celebrating him. And I want to go to baseball games a ton. Baseball is so fun to go to.
Even if they're in last place?
They won when I was there. I'm convinced I'm a good luck charm. I don't know if that's factual, statistical.
How big is your God? Is he bigger than a good luck charm?
My God's bigger than superstition, is what my mom used to always say. But let's just say factually, I feels like for a team that loses more games than they win, every time I go to their game, it seems like they win.
That is nice.
So
I was that way with Oklahoma State games. I think I've talked about it before, but
really?
I went to one football game. They had a massive upset, beat the number one team in the country. We rushed the field. I went to one basketball game, beat KU.
I was at that game.
In Stillwater?
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before?
I don't know. And it was crazy snowy that night.
Yeah, I got snowed in.
Oh, yeah. We tried to drive back. I think we maybe have talked about this.
Yeah.
We tried to drive back to Edmond that night, and Catherine was crying as we were driving back. She was so scared. Yeah.
Come on,
and Catherine
Kat.
doesn't cry.
Come on, Kat.
She's not a crier. I'm the crier. I should have been crying.
That should have been me out there crying.
Yeah, the Joel Embiid and Andrew Wiggins team, I think, is what it was. And they lost to Marcus
Smart, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same game.
Dang.
Good for us.
Could have been us. Could have been.
Didn't even know each other.
Did you rush the court then?
Oh, you sure?
Sure.
I was crying.
I was crying on the court. My
all
tears
night.
are on that court, man.
Yeah, I was snowing, so I was crying.
Fun.
That is fun. I was going to say something about Bo, but I don't remember. But either way, that is fun.
He's just fun, man. He's just a fun age. And he's getting funnier and funnier and also a little bit sweeter. He's still kind of like mean sometimes to people. We're trying to work on it, but he's getting sweeter. So just you and me, Dad. I love when you
Just
said
me
that.
and you, Dad.
I was like, dang, that's all I wanted right there, buddy.
It's fun to see Bo when he sees Rachel, too. He gets very excited when he sees Rachel.
Very excited. Yeah. Loves both of you, honestly. Like,
Good.
but I think you're just by association to Rachel. You know?
Yeah.
But because he didn't love you before Rachel.
No. No, we did not.
Anyway.
No. That's great. Should we do our reviews of the week?
Yeah. Do we have more than one? Because that one from Patrick is
You do
just
the one for
amazing.
Patrick. I got another one.
Great. Mine is coming from Patrick Draymond. I used to always, his name is P Draymond on all his stuff, and I thought it was PD Ramen. It's not. It's Patrick Draymond. He's one of the guys that went on our Ghosty getaway. Very, very kind man, and left this review that, I'm not going to cry, but I could probably cry, Draymond. So it's a 5-star review. The best podcast and best something. Do you know what it says? Best podcast and best...
Best podcast and best community in the world.
Best podcast and the best community in the world. Thank you, Patrick Draymond. 5 stars, May 2nd, 2023. After listening for over 3 years, I'm finally leaving a review, but what better time than right after the Ghostrunners getaway trip? I'm really exposing myself here. I've started writing this while sitting in the airport on my way home, reflecting on how amazing this trip has been. I can't express my love for this podcast enough. I can't express how much I love Jake and Brad and how much literally anyone will, because how can anyone not love them and everything they do? I'm already holding back tears writing this. Wow. There will never, ever be a podcast community better than the Ghostrunners. There will never be a podcast hosts better and more caring and loving than Jake and Brad.
Wow.
It's my firm belief that if everyone listened to this podcast, if everyone was a ghosty, we'd all be better people. We'd be more loving and caring people without war and violence. Whoa. I know that's bold to say. Yep. But with a podcast and a community like this, I absolutely firmly believe that. This has now taken me about 3 total days to write, probably because I've just started tearing up every time I think about it.
Dang.
This podcast is one of those things that makes you say, this makes me believe there's still good in the world. If you're reading this before listening, I hope this convinces you. Trust me, you'll not regret it. This podcast has very easily become a constant positive light in my life, and I can't thank Jake and Brad enough for that. I can't wait till this community and podcast grow bigger and bigger, and we can say, I told you so. Love you so much, Jake and Brad. Keep up exactly what y'all are doing. Thank you guys so much. God bless. PD Ramen.
I wish we could like pin a review. So like anytime someone's checking out our podcast, like
That's a fun one.
goes to the top.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, thank you guys. That's so sweet. Thank you specifically to Patrick.
Thanks for taking the
Jealous
time to
that
write
you're
that.
going to see him in Spokane.
Yeah.
Dang.
Soon.
Real soon.
Yeah. It's awesome. Thank you, Patrick. You're the man.
You are the man.
Mine comes from Alexandra Payne. She says, Dear Jake and Brad, I'm just writing to say thanks for creating such a truly positive, encouraging podcast. I love waking up to new Ghostrunners episodes every Monday and Wednesday. Here are a couple of ways that you've impacted my life. 1, the importance of hard work. I'm not naturally what you'd call a hustler. I move slow, work slow, do lots of stuff slow. And I find it hard to get motivated to try my hardest at things. Listening to you guys talk about your journey of entrepreneurship has been so inspiring. Whether it's Brad talking about ECC, Jake talking about late nights, early mornings editing, or you're sharing updates on jean shorts and your plans to build the Ghostrunners brand, I've learned about how much good comes from being willing to put in the hard work and hustle. I currently own a few sheep that I board at a local farm.
Hello.
And one day I'm hoping to start my own farming/agro-tourism business.
Cool.
Listening to you guys reminds me that my dream can come true as long as I'm willing to put in the work. It's an obvious lesson, but one that has taken me a while to learn, so thanks for being part of my journey. All right. Next. Point number 2 is the beauty of everyday life. The biggest takeaway I've had from 2 years of listening to the Ghostrunners podcast is that I have a lot to be grateful for. The swiftness with which you guys point out the beauty of life as it is happening around you is truly a gift. In a world that loves to complain, you stand out as 2 people who love to enjoy all of the good things God has given you. I obviously don't know you personally, so I'm not sure what levels of difficulty, pain, loss you've experienced, but I'm praying that when those things come, even in the midst of hardship, you'll still be able to live a life full of gratitude to the Lord who has blessed you with so much. A few years ago, one of my sisters passed away, and it was the worst thing that has ever happened to me and my family. It got hard for me to be grateful for anything the Lord has done, and when I listen to Ghostrunners and hear how much you are in awe of the life God has given you, it's really helpful to turn my heart towards gratitude and love for God. You look at life with hope and gratitude, and that is something that will have a permanent impact on me, even if I never listen to another Ghostrunners episode again.
Wow.
Well, I hope this finds you at just the right time, and that it is encouragement for you. Keep doing what you're doing. It really matters. She signed it, P's and B's. Peace and blessings, Alex.
Wow.
2 good ones.
Sheesh.
Back to back.
Can we pin 2 of them?
Yeah, that was actually a YouTube comment. So
That's so sweet.
thank you, Alexandra. Thank you for your gratitude towards us. Thank you for your sheep.
Yeah. Contact Lindsay Merchant if you want to know more about sheep farming, because she is a sheep farmer. She's a shepherd.
She's a shepherd.
She's shepherd. She just says shepherding.
Just me and my dad.
Just me and you, Dad.
Just me and Alexandra Payne. That was great. That is such a well-written, really well-written. Maybe take up writing. Take up writing. Do something with sheep and writing.
Oh my gosh.
Diaries of a Sheep.
Yeah.
Bingo.
You did it.
Cool. Brad, you want to end this episode with a jingle?
Yes, I do. Alden Croden writing a nice one for us here.
Okay.
Shout out to Alden. We've done Hey Soul Sister. We've done Hey Brother. How about another Hey?
Hey,
Oh, we've done Hey Ya.
great. Are there any more?
I don't know. You tell me. Timon, hit it.
Hey, there's some holes in this house.
Nailed it.
Awesome job, everyone.
That was fun, Timon. You're so good at singing.
Whoa.
Oh, it's the end of the YouTube video.
Karaoke thing, yeah.
Curtains closed. Show's over.
Seats taken.
Seats taken. That was fun. Well written, Alden. Thanks for that. Thanks
Yeah.
for contributing. Last thing I'll say, I previewed it last episode. I feel like I got to give the people. I got to follow up. What I talked about last episode,
Tell us.
I was at Chick-fil-A and someone came up to me and he said, hey, is this you? And he showed me a video of myself. And I said, oh, yeah, it is.
You were watching one on your own phone. You're like,
I was like, you tell
yeah,
me.
this is me too.
This is me.
Yeah.
Every morning.
It's like looking in the mirror.
And as soon as I said yes, then 13 other people go, oh!
No way.
And this whole Chick-fil-A, and I had my back to them previously, so I didn't know they were there. I had no idea. But yeah, 14 people all in the same uniform are all like, yeah!
Uniform?
It
What
is
do you mean?
you.
Like, what kind of uniform?
I learned later they work for a pest control company.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And so I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you all knew who I was before this, but
Right.
that's very nice of you to all applaud
But they
now.
were like debating, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, the guy doesn't look exactly like, but man, he's close.
Yeah, they were all just like, I guess passing the phone around. Like, do you think that's him? Do you think that's him?
That's
And
hilarious.
So yeah, it was kind of fun.
You didn't see it coming at all.
No, yeah,
That's fun.
I was in a Chick-fil-A just get some work done, and yeah, I had no idea. But yeah, that was my story from last week.
Wow.
Getting recognized by 14 people at once.
Love it.
Kind of fun.
You want to tease any other stories for next week or next Wednesday?
For Wednesday, I have some great intel on how to do the ball launch into water.
Okay, good.
I have great intel on that, and I think it's our first. It's going to be our first episode of Finals Week.
Yes.
Finals month.
Finals week. I will give a teaser. I had a fiasco at Kohl's. That's all I'll
Fun.
say. Kohl's fiasco.
Kohl's fiasco.
Kohl's fiasco.
So yeah, listen Wednesday. Figure out what Finals Week means.
Oh, also, happy 4-year anniversary, Jake.
Oh yeah, as of yesterday,
Crazy, man.
been doing this 4 years.
That's awesome and fun. I started to like write a note of like I was gonna go 10 to 1. Like we did 10 whatever house projects in 4 years.
9 different studios.
All I got down was that you bought 3 new properties.
So you have that.
I got that. I was just gonna kind of figure out the different things. 1 fiance,
One
2 video editors, Justin and Timon.
or 2 kids.
2 extra kids since then.
Since
yes.
then, we can do video editors though if you want.
4 crazy times.
Scam likely. Should we end the episode with this?
Yeah. Hey, it says you're going to scam us. Is that true?
Is this scam likely?
Hey, scam.
Sorry, Mr. Likely was your dad.
Scammer. My social security. Do you need it? Okay, we'll talk later.
I thought it must have been the pooper scooper guy.
I'm going to start doing that when it says scam. Like I'm going to answer and say, "Hey, my phone thinks it's a scam." Is that true?
Surely not.
And just see if they lie.
You wouldn't scam me.
You wouldn't. People don't do that anymore, do they? That's like a 2000s thing, right? Like
You're a good guy.
you're a good guy,
You're
right?
a good guy. You won't do it.
Just guilt them into it. Like I'll give you my social security number, but please just promise me you're not scamming me.
be
honest.
good with it. Mm-hmm. Don't be weird.
Be careful. All
Cool.
right.
See you guys Wednesday.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Have a great week. See you Wednesday.
Ghostrunners podcast.